You know, with the Arrow series finale set to air this coming Tuesday, it's crazy looking back at where we started and thinking about how far we've come in just a handful of years. I mean, we started off with something smaller scale and more street level back in 2012, and here we are about 8 years later with a bunch of brand new shows set in the same universe, all these new characters running around now, tons of locations throughout the multiverse being introduced and explored, time travel and different timelines popping up, all sorts of good stuff. But even with all these crazy changes, even with the introduction of godlike figures and the promise of an entirely new universe to explore, thanks to the recent Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover, don't you think it's weird that we still haven't seen a single Green Lantern in any of the shows yet? I mean, sure, maybe a random Green Lantern showing up wouldn't really fit in with a few of these shows, and the budget to do a halfway decent one might be a little bit too much without some careful planning. But the thing is, we already have a Green Lantern waiting in the wings to make his big space cop debut, that being Oliver's friend and longtime Team Arrow member John Diggle. Now, Diggle being a potential Green Lantern, or even the Arrowverse version of the John Stewart Green Lantern, isn't exactly new. I talked about some of the hints and references we got in a few different shows, on top of the hints we've gotten from actor David Ramsey during interviews in a theory video a few months ago, but what makes all this stuff even cooler is the fact that, recently, we've gotten some news from Ramsey, on top of a recently confirmed leak over on Reddit, that basically proves that, yes, we will indeed be seeing Diggle become Earth Prime's Green Lantern.
Yes! That's awesome!
But before I get into all that though, I first want to thank this video sponsor, Papillon 9. Papillon 9 is an online store that makes high quality glow-in-the-dark jewelry, from rings to pendants, bookmarks, and everything in between. Tons of different options to pick from for fantasy fans, general jewelry fans, or even people who eat their breakfast in the dark. They even started making these awesome looking glow-in-the-dark Green Lantern rings. Check out how they look when they finish charging up and you turn the lights off. Looks pretty badass, right? If you want to buy one yourself and start policing your sector of space, then go ahead and check out my affiliate link in the description down below. Anyways, like I said earlier, we had a bunch of Diggle's really John Stewart teases scattered throughout the Arrowverse for a little while now, like how both characters share a military background, Diggle's stepfather Roy's last name is Stewart, and easily the biggest bit of proof we've gotten on screen so far, Earth 90 Flash mentioned during the Elseworlds crossover that the version of Diggle on his Earth wears some kind of special ring.
Hello, John. Do I know you? You're not wearing your ring. Things must be different here.
Jeez, I wonder what kind of ring he's talking about. Seriously though, considering how Diggle being the John Stewart version of Green Lantern is something that David Ramsey confirmed was something the writers had been trying to make work for years now, it's no wonder that a bunch of Arrow and Arrowverse fans, myself included, kept wondering when any of these hints would eventually pay off, and if they did at some point, then how would the writers make it work on a limited budget? Well, as far as whether or not all these hints would eventually pay off on screen, well, it looks like we finally have confirmation that they will. David Ramsey actually confirmed in a recent TV Line interview that we will finally, definitively, be seeing a Green Lantern on screen, stating, "Without a doubt, you are absolutely going to get your answers, and well-deserved answers. We've been talking about this for years, and I think everybody by series end will be very happy." And just in case you weren't feeling hyped up enough, there's also been a recent summary-ish leak of the finale's plot on Reddit, that's been confirmed to be real by the way, that not only confirms that we'll be getting a Green Lantern reveal on screen, but also spells out what specifically this tease is all about.
Yes! Yes!
Holy shit, a real actual Green Lantern in the Arrowverse? And considering how much David Ramsey's been hyping this up recently, and how much the different Arrowverse shows have been hyping up the appearance of a Green Lantern for a while now, this reveal's gotta be good, right? Well, kind of. Real quick before I actually talk about the leak, I'm just going to drop a quick spoiler warning, just in case any of you guys want to actually go into the episode blind and see the reveal yourselves.
Shut up and get to the point!
Alrighty, well according to the Reddit leak, the reveal is just a ring box with some green light flying in from space and landing in front of Diggle. That's right, no oath, no suit, no constructs, flying, not even a shot of the fucking ring itself. Just a box and a light show, that's it. Yeah, it's a little disappointing, but then again, it's not exactly like it's any different from what we just got hit with in the Crisis crossover, right? Still though, even though it may suck that we don't actually get to see Diggle as a Green Lantern, just think about all the possibilities this opens up. I mean, yeah, there's no way we'll actually get a series centered around him going under the John Stewart name and flying around the universe. Budget reasons aside, we're also getting that HBO show at some point, so it wouldn't really make sense to have two different Green Lantern shows going on at the same time. But I don't see any reason why the writers couldn't include Diggle in a future crossover, or a special episode of one of the other shows or something. I mean, like I said in my theory video, if The Flash can have multiple CG heavy episodes, including one where they had a talking gorilla and Sharkman punch each other for a bit, then there's no reason we couldn't have at least one Green Lantern centric episode in one of the Arrowverse shows at some point, right? Speaking of the HBO show though, I have seen a few theories that this tease could lead into something like maybe David Ramsey appearing as Diggle in the HBO Green Lantern Corps, which obviously would be huge. And considering the crossover we got in Crisis, plus the fact that we know the show is going to center on 2 Earth-based Green Lanterns, on top of how David Ramsey is obviously very excited about the new show, then this theory actually starts to kind of make more and more sense. Having said all that though, I highly doubt this is going to happen. I mean, yeah, maybe Warner Brothers does seem to be open to having more stuff happen in the Arrowverse, most likely as a way to hype up some of their other projects, but there's no guarantee that one of the Lanterns is going to be John Stewart. We know one of them has to be Hal Jordan, since the show's apparently going to have Sinestro in it, but there's a bunch of other Earth-based Lanterns they could go with, like Guy Gardner, Jessica Cruz, Kyle Rayner. Basically, it's still up in the air who all's actually going to be in the show. Plus, the HBO show would be taking place in a separate universe anyway. What would the point of the finale tease be? To set up a different version of Diggle on a technically unrelated show? Elseworlds already kinda did that. Seriously though, the HBO show would still be part of the Arrowverse, but do you think that's gonna cross over with the main Arrowverse shows anytime soon? Still though, the possibility of seeing Diggle return as Earth Prime's Green Lantern is huge, and I'm very excited to see what all could come out of that moving forward. But anyways guys, that's my take on the recent Green Lantern news for the Arrow series finale. If you guys agreed with anything I said in this video, or if you have your own thoughts you want to throw out there, then go ahead and let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, I will see you all next time. Hey, thanks for watching. If you like this video, then go ahead and click that like button, and if you're new, maybe consider clicking that subscribe button too. I've also got links to my Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and Patreon in the description. You should probably check those out too. And if you want to see more of my content, then you can click the link to my last video. It's right there in the middle of your screen. Alright, and I will see you all next time.